this is still November 22nd, 2024, and I'm still in Winchester, Massachusetts, and I'm back on track. And my coughing fit is over, and I figured I'd keep going a little bit longer. I figured if I was lost and coughing, I better stop it, but it's just a beautiful day, and I want to get a little bit more. So I guess this is going up in part 1 and part 2. But this is Winchester Center down here. I used to have a baby not too far from here that I worked with. I attended her birth, and then I did 2 years of postpartum with her. She's 18 now. And I used to come over this way a lot when she was a baby and explore a lot over here. But yeah, this is the way home from my grandmother's. And I did exactly what I did when I was 13 years old just now, and that's how I got lost. I'm like, oh, I know where I am, but yeah, it throws you off for a second. But oh, there's a weird sculpture right there. Huh. Strange, that didn't used to be there. I remember coming over just this time of year because we used to go to her house for Thanksgiving when I was a kid. You know, not every Thanksgiving, but a lot. And there was always a big football game right there on the way over. We'd see tons of cars, and the schools would be playing football. And yeah, it's a lovely drive, and I definitely want to get some footage of it because I don't know when I'm going to be over here again. But yeah, I used to fly on my bike down this way, and it was a really nice bicycle ride. I did it from the time I was 13 until I was probably, I didn't get my license until I was late 20s. So I did this bicycle ride. I probably did it with a baby on the back. No, I couldn't have done it with the, I don't know if I ever took my daughter on the back of it. She was still pretty little when my grandmother died. I just started the video over at the other video over at my grandmother's house, and and had to abruptly end it in the middle. But one of these days I'll tell you the story about how I got lost in the woods. But I'd like to go over to that woods and like actually go through. I don't have enough time today. I do not have enough time today, but it is a beautiful day. Oh, and I saw a rainbow this morning. It was a very cool rainbow. I tried to get some pictures of the rainbow when I was driving, and it was very difficult. So I don't know if anything came out, but right over here is a little beach I used to go to. Halfway, it's like kind of the halfway mark, and we'd stop here. If I had a friend with me, I would often stop here on the way and, you know, stop by the little beach over here. Is Memorial Beach, Mystic River Reservation. At one point, I remember they decided to take the lead paint off the bridges, and they were like sanding it over the water and putting the lead in the water, which seemed like a stupid idea to me, but it's usually always stupid ideas. Like, I don't know what people are thinking most of the time. But yeah, you can see the water right there. It's really pretty. Also, my midwife that delivered both my kids, she lived in this neighborhood too, and her daughter lived in this area, and another midwife that took her place after she retired. So I'd been over to all their houses over here in this area back in the day when she was still alive. It's not a road I travel very much anymore, so it's kind of nice to get some of this footage. But yeah, I didn't see any signs of anything burnt in Lynn when I was up there this morning, and I drove all around. I probably could have if I could walk into the woods, but when I what I did was I typed in Linwood's reservation, and the gate to the woods said do not enter on it because of the fire and it's dangerous in there, but like you couldn't see anything from the road where I was. It's just so lovely. I'm on my way to meet my friend for breakfast, and I took this little road trip on my own before going to do that. We're gonna meet up and head to Waltham for breakfast today. She's been mad at me. Well, not mad at me, but she's been avoiding talking to me, her exact words, because I don't want to say anything mean. Ever since Trump won the election 2 weeks ago, she had a complete and utter meltdown. Oh, we've got a family of geese crossing the street here. Go ahead, little guy. All right, don't go ahead. Oh, there's a bunch of them. Yeah, so now we're entering into Arlington, Massachusetts. And actually right down there is where my midwife lived. But the other ones lived on the other side of the bridge I just crossed. That's a playground I used to want to stop at every time we went to my grandmother's house when I was a little kid. Can't we stop at that playground? And it's not that exciting, but it, it was always fun to stop there when they let me. Yeah, Arlington, Massachusetts is very, very woke. And my friend Sheila, so I don't like saying people's names, but my friend, she is someone who has really never been able to make decisions on her own. She's somebody that that like always relies on people to tell her what to do and what to think, and but she's very adamant about this Trump thing. And it's funny because a few years ago I was still able to talk to her about it without her freaking out, and now she freaks out. But me and her cousin, who are both the two people that she relies on the most in the world, we both voted for Trump, and his girlfriend voted for Trump. And if my boyfriend could vote, he would vote for Trump, but he's not a citizen, and he's not gonna mess with that. And so he's on a green card. But yeah, so a couple years ago I was able to talk to her about the Trump thing without it being an issue. I mean, she didn't like him. She already didn't like him. She never liked him. She says she didn't even like him like 20 years ago or 30 years ago, and she'd never seen him. She's been saying that she didn't like him for years. So that's nothing new. But what is new is her reaction. It's like really, she kind of went into a deep depression. And I've heard enough people saying that about that deep depression. Now, living in Massachusetts, I'm still in the heart of the deep state. And just a side note, that church bell right there at the top, that's the bell from the church that was right across the street from my house when I was a kid, the one that got torn down. I've done other videos in that area, but they put the bell over here, and that's where it's been living ever since 1975, I think, or 74. It might have been 74. Yeah, probably 74. No, 75. Definitely February 75. All right, never mind. I digress. Anyways, she has this way, like, she gets depressed anyways, so I guess it's not entirely out of the norm for her, but she just did not want to say anything to me for weeks, and today's the first day I'll see her since the Trump victory over Biden, not over Biden, over Harris. So that's, I I just won't bring it up. If she brings it up, whatever, but I'm not going to be the one to bring it up. I'll talk about the beautiful weather, and I will talk about breakfast, and I will talk about happy things like the grandkids, and that's all I'll talk about with her. But there does seem to be a new level within her of this this kind of freak out that she had, because she I don't know, it just seemed different. It just seemed different. And there's been so many other people. Honestly, I kind of blame it on scrolling through TikTok videos or through YouTube videos or whatever, and seeing all the liberal meltdowns and all that stuff, and because it seems viral the way that people are reacting to this. The left is reacting to the Trump victory. Now, when I think I might have mentioned it in a different video, but when I said that I had stayed up to watch the election, the first thing my 9-year-old grandson said to me, "Oh, are you disappointed?" He goes, "A lot of the kids in my class are disappointed, and mom is disappointed." And like, I'm like, no, I'm not. I voted for him. I like him. And honestly, I don't like him as much as I did in 2020. I'm more skeptical of him at the moment. But I still think that if anyone's gonna do anything for the people, it's gonna be him. We could have been played on both sides. I'm not denying that at all. We're being led into a new reality. There's no doubt about it. We're being led into a completely different reality. The kids are getting primed for it, and it's everywhere. These gender crap is getting worse. My granddaughter, who's in 6th grade in middle school, started health class, and they're saying in her health class that, well, that first of all, they're doing boys and girls in one health class in middle school in 6th grade. So when girls are getting their period and boys are starting to get erections, they're going to talk about that together as a class. I'm just baffled. I'm just baffled at how stupid people are right now. It's just incredibly baffling. Excuse me, I have a little cough this morning that I didn't know about until I started talking. But yeah, she said that I said they used to do health classes. I said, that's embarrassing. When she told me there were boys and girls together in the class, I said, that's embarrassing. And she said, yeah, they don't do it separate anymore because, and she kind of trailed off. She never finished the sentence. And I knew what she was going to say, because they don't know who's a boy and who's a girl, which is absolutely insane. And that's why they're doing health class all together. And then she was telling me that her health teacher, and I know I'm all over the place today, but her health teacher, it was a man, and he spent the first class telling everybody about how his hobbies and his likes and dislikes, and he basically talked about video games the whole time. And like, oh, I like to play video games. It sounded to me more like he was like applying for a dating app or whatever, which is creepy. And she kept saying that she didn't like this teacher. I don't like this teacher. All he did was talk about himself, and it made her uncomfortable. It made her clearly uncomfortable. So I told her to trust her instincts, but like, honestly, I would love to pull them all out of these places. She's loving middle school, and this is what they're teaching them. And it's so frustrating. It is very, very frustrating. But yeah, I'm in Belmont, Massachusetts now. This right here used to be a street. Now it's not even a bridge anymore. Oh, wait. No, this is the bridge. Right there. Yeah, it's a walking bridge now. It's not. It's a footbridge. It's not. I pointed out the wrong one, sorry. That was probably terrible filming right there too. But yeah, I'm in Belmont now. I'm coming up behind McLean Hospital. If you haven't seen my McLean Hospital, that's one of my more important ones to watch, so check that out. That one is the history of McLean Hospital, which my mother had a relationship with, so yeah, you'll find that on my channel. If you search back, it was probably 2 years ago I did that one, so it's a little ways back, but it's one of the ones I think is most important, so check that out. But let's see, it's not going to be so pretty anymore. I've got a little bit more trees on the side here, but it's going to start getting more city-ish in a second. Yeah, I actually did another video to watch the water that was filmed up by McLean Hospital, which is another one of my better videos, I think. Those were both around the same time, about 2 years ago. And that's the hill that McLean Hospital is on. It's way up in the back there. Belmont Hospital. Belmont McLean Hospital. I could go either way, left or right here, but there's construction up to the left, so I'm gonna go over, to the right, so I'm gonna go left. Now I'm turning onto Trapello Road in Belmont. I think that's all I have to say today, but sorry for being all over the place. I was planning on doing it on the fire, and then the fire, I couldn't find the fire, so I just covered what I could. So love you all, take care, be sure to like, share, subscribe, do the thing. Bye bye.